In Oregon's high desert, water is precious. Every day, desert plants and animals search for water. Balsam root tap into the ground, tundra swans scan the horizon, mule deer migrate miles. Desert waters are arteries of life, fragile and essential. Oregon's high desert is an arid landscape defined by the scarcity of water. A mere 2% of the high desert is wetland or riparian habitat, and nearly all of the wildlife in the region depends on these oases to survive. Every stream, creek, and river matters. Water moves in cycles over time, but many of the water systems in Oregon's high desert have been strained due to overuse. And now, climate change is disrupting life in the desert even more. With prolonged drought and historic large-scale fires bearing down, the situation has become increasingly dire. More scarce than ever before, desert waters need help now. Let's explore how Oregon Natural Desert Association is caring for water, the desert's most essential and most imperiled resource. At the tip of the northern Great Basin sits Lake Abert, one of only a handful of saline lakes found in the United States. Brine shrimp and brine flies have adapted to live in Lake Abert's saltwater, a fact which has not gone unnoticed by the hundreds of thousands of migratory birds that travel along what is known as the Pacific Flyway, a major north-south flyway extending from Alaska to Patagonia. Lake Abert offers a critical rest stop and a place to refuel. Along with the nearby Malheur National Wildlife Refuge and Summer Lake Wildlife Area, these inland waters and marshlands provide refuge for countless American avocets and over 80 other species of migrating birds. But Lake Abert is vanishing before our eyes. Our changing climate and a history of excessive diversions from the Chouacan River have dramatically reduced the amount of water that reaches Lake Abert. With less water feeding it, the lake has become more saline, disrupting the lake's delicate food chain. Without intervention, Lake Abert may disappear forever, but conservationists can reverse this trend by advocating for improved water management to save this rare saline lake. Undammed for its entire 285 miles, the John Day River is one of the longest free-flowing rivers in the United States. It offers premier habitat for salmon and steelhead, native cutthroat, and red-band trout. Many of the small streams that feed into the John Day River have been damaged by 2 centuries of misuse. Extensive beaver trapping, timber harvest, irrigation diversions, and grazing have all disrupted the natural rhythms of this system. Today, climate change and associated drought are compounding an already challenging situation. In response, ONDA is taking a science-based restoration approach that promotes thriving natural communities. ONDA has planted thousands of trees along stream banks and built dozens of structures that mimic beaver dams. You can already observe the tangible benefits of ONDA's riparian restoration programs in the John Day River watershed. Native plants able to tap into groundwater and thrive, shade-covered cold, clear pools that offer just what salmon need, and the return of beaver, important ecosystem engineers whose presence sustains hundreds of other species. The Owyhee River is among the most remote, wild, and stunning rivers in the country. This mighty river has cut rugged, narrow slot canyons, 1,000-foot cliffs, side canyons, and gulches, defining the landscape known today as the Owyhee Canyonlands. The vast Owyhee watershed is home to uniquely adapted species, like the Great Basin red-band trout, which has evolved to endure the warmer, alkaline-rich, and unpredictable water levels in desert streams. People across Oregon and beyond depend on the Owyhee River watershed for so much: clean drinking water, economic success, relaxation, and more. But as the Northern Paiute, Bannock, and Shoshone people who have stewarded this land since time immemorial have advised, our relationship with this watershed can't be one-sided. Conserving this one-of-a-kind place and its fragile, vital waters calls for an integrated approach that combines permanent protections with forward-looking management. In the Owyhee, ONDA is driving thoughtful conservation forward. Whether found in a wide, quiet river, a babbling creek, or a saltwater lake, every drop of desert water supports life. Thanks to committed desert stewards and activists like you, there's hope for the future of desert water. And water allows everything else in the high desert to survive and thrive.